Top 7 Worst Streaming Originals to Avoid. When it comes to streaming, we all want to find the next big hit that will keep us hooked for hours. But what if I told you some streaming originals are nothing short of viewing disasters? Shows that look promising but quickly turn into disappointments on screen. In this video, we've got the top 7 worst streaming originals that you might want to avoid. And trust me, some of these might shock you. From confusing plots to poor character development, these shows are riddled with problems. And here's the kicker. The last show on this list is so bad, it's practically guaranteed to leave you wondering why you wasted your time. Stick with me to the end because this isn't just a list, it's a viewer's guide to what not to watch. Miss this, and you could be binge-watching straight into a viewing nightmare that you'll regret for hours. Whether you're a fan of drama, comedy, or sci-fi, there are some shows that just don't cut it. So, let's dive into the worst of the worst and explore why they failed to impress. Number 7. The Island. The Island is a Netflix original series that has been widely panned for its poor execution and baffling storyline. Critics describe it as bafflingly horrible and liken it to watching a train wreck that you can't look away from. The show's premise, where 10 people wake up on a mysterious island with no memories, sounds intriguing but quickly devolves into a mess of unnatural dialogue and shallow character development. The gender politics are particularly problematic, with the show exploiting sensitive topics like mass shootings and domestic abuse in a way that feels gratuitous and unearned. The production values are also subpar, with inconsistent lighting and sound design that detract from the viewing experience. Despite its initial curiosity factor, The Island fails to deliver on its promises, leaving viewers frustrated and disappointed. Even fans of sci-fi might find themselves struggling to stay engaged due to the show's numerous flaws. While some argue that it gets better past the first few episodes, the overall consensus is that The Island is a misfire. The show's reliance on mystery and suspense falls flat due to its inability to craft compelling characters or a coherent narrative. The dialogue is cringe-worthy, often feeling like it was translated poorly from another language. This, combined with its exploitative themes, makes The Island a show that is more likely to leave viewers bewildered than entertained. In conclusion, The Island is a streaming original that fails on nearly every level. Its poor writing, weak characters, and exploitative themes make it a show that is best avoided. If you're looking for a compelling sci-fi series, there are far better options available. Number 6. Insatiable. Insatiable, a Netflix series, faced significant backlash for its handling of sensitive topics like body image and bullying. Despite its initial popularity, the show was criticized for its shallow portrayal of complex issues and its reliance on stereotypes. The series struggled to balance humor with meaningful storytelling, resulting in a show that felt more like a caricature than a thoughtful exploration of its themes. Insatiable's attempt to tackle serious issues was marred by its lack of depth and nuance. The show's characters were often one-dimensional, making it difficult for viewers to connect with them on a deeper level. The humor, intended to be dark and satirical, often fell flat, coming across as insensitive rather than insightful. The show's creator, Lauren Gussis, aimed to explore themes of self-acceptance and empowerment, but ultimately missed the mark. The series was accused of perpetuating the very stereotypes it sought to critique, leading to widespread criticism from both viewers and critics. Despite its ambitious premise, Insatiable failed to deliver a compelling or respectful portrayal of its themes. In conclusion, Insatiable is a streaming original that, despite its good intentions, falls short due to its poor execution and lack of sensitivity. If you're looking for a show that thoughtfully explores complex issues, there are better options available. Number 5. The OA. The OA, also from Netflix, was praised for its unique storytelling but criticized for its confusing narrative and abrupt ending. The show's attempt to blend mystery with supernatural elements left many viewers puzzled and unsatisfied. Despite its ambitious premise, the OA failed to deliver a coherent or satisfying conclusion, leaving fans with more questions than answers. The show's use of interdimensional travel and near-death experiences was intriguing but often felt disjointed and unclear. The characters, while interesting at first, became less compelling as the series progressed, partly due to the show's focus on plot over character development. The abrupt ending, which left many plot threads unresolved, was particularly frustrating for viewers who had invested time in the series. The OA's creator, Britt Marling, aimed to explore themes of interconnectedness and the power of storytelling, but the execution fell short. The show's reliance on mystery and suspense, while engaging at times, ultimately led to frustration due to its lack of resolution. In conclusion, the OA is a streaming original that, while ambitious, fails to deliver due to its confusing narrative and unsatisfying conclusion. If you're looking for a show with a more coherent storyline, there are better options available. Number 4. Hemlock Grove. Hemlock Grove, a horror series from Netflix, was marred by poor writing and underdeveloped characters. The show's reliance on gore and shock value over substance made it feel shallow and lacking in depth. Despite its intriguing premise, Hemlock Grove failed to deliver compelling storytelling or characters that viewers could empathize with. The show's attempt to blend horror with mystery was often overshadowed by its graphic content, which felt gratuitous rather than meaningful. The characters were poorly developed, with motivations that were unclear or unconvincing. This lack of character depth made it difficult for viewers to become invested in the story. Hemlock Grove's creators aimed to explore themes of identity and community, but ultimately failed to deliver a cohesive narrative. The show's reliance on shock value led to a viewing experience that was more disturbing than engaging. In conclusion, Hemlock Grove is a streaming original that fails to impress due to its poor writing and over-reliance on gore. If you're looking for a horror series with more substance, there are better options available. Number 3. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Part 4. The final part of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina received mixed reviews, with many criticizing its rushed pacing and lack of resolution for key plot lines. The show's attempt to wrap up its storylines felt hurried and unsatisfying, leaving fans disappointed with the conclusion of a series that had once shown great promise. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina had built a loyal fan base with its dark take on the classic character, but Part 4 failed to deliver the closure that viewers were hoping for. The pacing was too fast, with plot twists and character arcs feeling rushed and underdeveloped. This lack of resolution left many fans feeling unsatisfied and disappointed. Despite its strong start, the series ended on a note that felt incomplete and lacking in depth. The show's creators aimed to provide a satisfying conclusion but ultimately fell short, leaving viewers with unanswered questions and unfulfilled expectations. In conclusion, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Part 4 is a streaming original that fails to deliver a satisfying conclusion. If you're looking for a show with a more fulfilling ending, there are better options available. Number 2. Lock and Key. Lock and Key, based on the popular comic book series, struggled to translate its source material into a compelling TV show. The series was criticized for its slow pacing and failure to capture the essence of the comics. Despite its interesting premise, Lock and Key failed to deliver the engaging storytelling that fans of the comics had hoped for. The show's attempt to balance action and drama often felt uneven, with long stretches of slow-paced storytelling that failed to build tension or excitement. The characters, while likable, were not as well developed as in the comics, leading to a disconnect between the source material and the screen adaptation. Lock and Key's creators aimed to explore themes of family and trauma, but ultimately failed to deliver a narrative that was as compelling as the comics. The show's reliance on familiar tropes and slow pacing made it feel less engaging than expected. In conclusion, Lock and Key is a streaming original that fails to live up to its potential. If you're looking for a show that better captures the essence of its source material, there are better options available. Number 1. Jupiter's Legacy. Jupiter's Legacy, a superhero series from Netflix, was canceled after one season due to poor reception. The show's convoluted storyline and lack of character development made it difficult for viewers to connect with the characters or follow the plot. Despite its ambitious premise, Jupiter's Legacy failed to deliver on its promise, resulting in a disappointing viewing experience for fans of the genre. The show's attempt to explore complex themes like power and responsibility was overshadowed by its confusing narrative and poorly developed characters. The pacing was slow, with long stretches of exposition that failed to engage viewers. This lack of engagement made it difficult for the show to build a loyal fan base. Jupiter's Legacy's creators aimed to create a compelling superhero series, but ultimately fell short due to poor storytelling and character development. The show's cancellation was not surprising given its lack of impact on viewers. In conclusion, Jupiter's Legacy is a streaming original that fails to impress due to its convoluted storyline and poor character development. If you're looking for a compelling superhero series, there are better options available. These are the worst streaming originals that you might want to avoid. While they may have looked promising at first, they come with major issues that detract from the viewing experience. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our recommendations for the best streaming shows that are almost perfect, according to viewer reviews.